Okay, good afternoon to all. Today we are going to discuss a new topic that is competency-based performance management system. The last class we have discussed regarding phases of performance management system. Today's class we are going to discuss competency-based performance management system. So let us have a look on first slide, that is competency-based performance management introduction. Right, competency-based performance management system is a documented and well-structured model that considers the skills, behaviors of successful performance in the present and also the future job roles. By making it transparent, it helps the employees to understand the job expectations from their organizations. Uh, so this is about competency-based performance management system. And while implementing it in real organization, real-time organization, so a step-by-step process is involved uh, while implementing this competency-based performance management system. So overall, we can say that competency-based performance management system is both beneficial for the organization and as well as the employees. So it makes a clear-cut information that what organization is expecting from the employees. So it makes the whole thing as a transparent. So what a organization is expecting from the employee side and what employees are expecting from the organization side, I mean management side, is clear-cutly transferred. Okay, what they are expecting and what employees are expecting can be clear-cutly transferred between each other. And this will create a transparent environment among both, right? Next. Competency-based performance management system is implemented in a few steps, right? So let us have a look on this diagram. The first step, define the work and the competencies required to perform it. Second step, identify the employees to do the work. Third step, assess the employee competencies. The fourth step, identify and document the competency gaps. The fifth step, prioritize the employee development needs. The sixth step, establish work goals, plans, standards with the employees. Right. Next, seventh step, implement the competency development activities. The eighth step, monitor the performance. The ninth step, so conduct performance reviews. So these are all the series of steps involved while implementing the competency-based performance management system in an organization. Right? Let us discuss each step. Okay. So the first step, define the work and competencies required to perform. This is the first step, right? In this, define the employee's work by means of effective work analysis. Name the specific outputs and results that the employees are expected to produce. Organization's strategic goals or objectives must be made very clear to the operating manager and the employee. Next, employees who are performing unnecessary tasks can be reassigned to the activities that are meaningful both to the employees and to the organization. So these are all the reasons that need to be explained while implementing the first step, right? While implementing the competency-based performance management system in an organization. So in the first step, defining the work and competencies required to perform it, right? This is the first step. So what do you define in this step? You used to define the employee's work by means of effective work analysis. That means you need to analyze the work that carried out, right? Next, name the specific outputs or results that employees are expected to produce. So naming the specific outputs or results that the employees are expected to produce. So it is the responsibility of the management to give the employee about what they are expecting, right? I mean, to present what they are expecting. So unless the management avails what they are expecting, the employee can't know and can't reach the target, right? Next. Next, naming specific outputs or results that the employees are expected to produce. So specific outputs in the sense assigning a few what they're expecting, right? And according to that, the employees used to work and perform the work, right? Next, the organization's strategic goal or objectives must be made very clear to the operating manager. So, what the This is all about what the organization experts, right? Step one itself defines it. Defining the work and the competencies required to perform, right? Defining the or assigning the work. So this is the what you need to work. This is the not you what you need to perform. So simply giving work. And this is what we are expecting. So delivering what they are giving as well as what they are expecting, right? This both sides will be from management side, and the person who is responsible to complete the task from workers, right? Next, in the step two, identify the employees to do the work, right? Employees are identified to perform the work generally using selection methods. So there are various kinds of selection methods in order to select the required number of employees among the available pool of employees, right? Next, the third step, assess the employee competencies, the degree to which they possess and can consistently demonstrate the key competencies required for successful performance and is determined through the application of competency assessment methods, right? So assess the employee competencies. So how would you assess, right? There are various methods again. So if you think that how could you rate an employee? So how could you rate an employee? By using various methods like competency rating or scale rating through metric scale rating. So based upon the standards which are assigned to each and every method, so you can rate the person, right? In this manner. Next, in the step four, in the step three, assess the employee competencies. In the step four, identify and document the competency gaps. Competency gaps for which the development is needed are identified and documented. So identification in the sense, how could you identify? So what are all the gaps hidden in it, right? So based upon the lagging portions where the employee is being and so all the lagging areas where the employee is unable to meet the organization expectations are identified and they are again analyzed, right? Next, at the same time they are documented. Next, prioritize the employee development needs. Prioritize the employee development needs. Priorities of developing the employee competencies are determined, and a plan of developing the employee competencies is prepared. So what are all the requirements for the development of employee? So what are all the required things for the developing an employee? So some some things are like providing training opportunities, right? Providing training opportunities or providing a training program regarding some knowledge about extra skills and providing the required things in the work environment, right? So these all should be prioritized. I mean, these all should be given more importance regarding worker safety or uh, the things required to perform work in a work environment, right? Simply called. The things required to perform work in a work environment should be prioritized. I mean, much priority should be given. Next, uh, establish work goals, plans, and standards with the employees. Right? After reviewing the plans, operating managers and employees establish goals, plans, standards to which both parties agree. Here, the standards set a minimum expectation for measurable results, and goals establish desirable targets. So, establishing the goals, plans, and standards with the employees. So, this is all about the management part. Here, after reviewing the plan, after reviewing the plan in the sense, so after having a look, go through the plan, which is being selected, here the operating managers and employees establish goals, right? Each and every goal is assigned to the person. The common goal to achieve the objective is being assigned to the person, and the plan in the sense. So how could you reach the goal? So this is called plan. It is a pathway uh, to reach the goal. So it is also being delivered to the employee. This is the process where you need to work, and through this you can achieve the goal. So a pathway is being assigned to him, and the standards to which the both parties agree. So you need to follow certain measures and all. So in order to work in a particular environment. So Here, both the management should provide the required things to the employee, as well as the employee should utilize all the essentials provided by the management, and they need to work with it, right? Standards set a minimum expectations for measurable results. Here, goals establish a desirable targets, right? Standards set a minimum expectation for measurable results, right? So each and every standard should be set there, and in order to reach the targets. Here, goals establish a desirable targets. Goals establishing a desirable targets in the sense each and every target should be fixed, and they should mold themselves to reach the targets. Next, implement competency development activities. So employees begin training and engaging in other learning activities to acquire or build the competencies identified in step one and work toward accomplishing the work goals or objectives. So implementing of development activities. So here the employee will begin training or engaging in a learning activity. So where the employees are lagging, they need to be um, trained with the required things and all, right? So in which portion they are lagging. So the related knowledge should be uh, provided to the employees by conducting some training programs. And all. So by this, they can learn the skills and all, and it's easy for them to perform in the real-time work environment, right? Next, so uh, build the competencies identified in the step one and work toward accomplishing the work goals and objectives. Monitoring performance. So, as employees proceed to accomplish their work goals or objectives for the performance period, operating managers monitor their performance and provide feedback. Here, work goals and plans are formally reviewed according to the schedule and are modified as warranted. Next, as employees proceed to accomplish their work goals, as employees proceed to accomplish their work goals or objectives for a performance period. Performance period in the duration assigned to them to make the work done, right? So the duration assigned to them is considered as the performance period where the employee need to work during, and the objectives are also assigned, right? Operating managers monitor their performance and provide feedback. Here, work goals and plans are formally reviewed according to the schedule and are modified as warranted, right? Here, in the monitoring performance, both operating managers monitor their performance, provide feedback. Whose performance they used to monitor? The employee performance. Here, the employee performance is being monitored by his superior, and work goals and plans are formally reviewed according to the schedule. So, how could the employee work without giving proper schedule and all? Yes, right. So, if by based upon the schedule assigned to the employee, so whether the employee is working or not, it is a responsibility of his superior to go through and to provide a proper feedback upon the work performed by an employee, so that the employee could know whether he is performing as the guidelines given by the management. So if not, his superior would correct him. So and make him to perform in the right track, right? So this will help the employee, and I mean the feedback would be helpful for the employee to make to perform the work in a manner, right? Expected manner. Next, ninth one is last step. Conduct performance reviews. So competency-based performance management utilizes both interim reviews and performance period reviews. Here, planned interim reviews enable both employees and managers to address the issues that could affect the successful performance. Right? This type of review can be an advantage for the employees, providing scheduled opportunities to inform the managers of roadblocks to performance that could affect their ability to produce the expected output or results. So here, uh, so reviews are of two types. One is interim review and performance period. So interim review means both employees and managers to address the issues that could affect successful performance. So the review upon both superior as well as subordinate regarding the issues that could affect the performance, right? That could affect the expected performance. This type of review can be an advantage for the employee, providing scheduled opportunities to inform the manager about roadblocks. Here, roadblocks in the sense are the barriers that occur, during performance, and all, right? During the employee performance, I mean, during the work time and all. So these are the obstacles or barriers that interrupt smooth flow of working performance. I mean, generally the work runs in a smooth manner, right? So if anything occurs in middle, so assume that you're traveling in a highway. If if some vehicle comes in a wrong route, definitely you should stop, right? Or you may slow down, or you may divert. So these are all the obstacles and barriers that occur while you're traveling. In the same manner, if performance standards, as per performance standards, the work goes on a smooth platform. Anything occurs, so these are considered as barriers or obstacles, which may slow down or stop the frequency of performance. Sorry, the frequency of work performance, right? Of an employee. So this could be effectively noticed and uh, make them informed to the superior management, right? Next, when the performance period ends, the managers and employees meet to review the employee performance for an entire period and complete a performance appraisal. It is interesting to note that many employees and managers find a high degree of agreement regarding their ratings of employee performance. Right? These are all about competency-based performance management. Uh, so, how the competency-based performance management system could be implemented in an organization is explained through a series of steps. So, each and every step is explained in detail. Hope you got it right. If you're having any doubt regarding the implementation of this performance management system and all, so let me know. So, okay, let us have overall look on again this topic. So, your competency-based performance management system is used in every organization in order to inform the employees about what the organization is expecting. Here, the organization, by using this competency-based performance management system, is conveying a clear and transparent thing to the employees, what they are expecting. At the same time, what the employees need to perform or what the employees need to do in order to reach what an organization is expecting. So every organization used to expect something from the employees since they are paying, right? At the same time, it is the responsibility of an employee to perform according to the organization what they are expecting, right? So while implementing this the real-time work environment, so a series of steps will be involved, like define the work and competencies and the competencies required to perform. So, what are all the work, right? Uh, you need to define the work. So, you need to say, this is what you need to perform. This is the task you need to perform. This is the time given to you. So, this is what we are expecting from the given time. So, this should be clearly stated to the employee, so that the employee will be noticing. So, whether okay, this is what the organization is expecting, right? So in this manner, you should deliver it, right? Naming specific outputs or results that employees are expected to produce. And organization strategic goals or objectives must be made very clear to the operating manager and employee. And employees who are performing their unnecessary tasks can be reassigned and activities that are meaningful both to them and the organization. So this is what the first step we are going to perform, right? So here, unnecessary tasks can be reassigned to the activities that are meaningful both to them and to the organization. So, if a work is given to an employee, the work is given to an employee. So, it is the responsibility of an employee to complete the given work within a period of time. Assume that a task is assigned to a team of people or a single individual employee, and the organization is expecting the employee to complete the task within a period of time, like 1 or 2 hours. So here, the responsibility of an employee is to complete the given task within 1 hour, right? So if the employee is unable to complete the task within a given period of time, that is 1 year, 1 hour, in one condition, and in the second condition, because the similar work is assigned to a group of employees, so it is so in the second condition, the employee has already completed. They need to identify why the first employee is lagging and why the second employee is completed within the time. So they need to identify, right? So here, any unnecessary task being performed by the first employee, why he wasted the time. So here, the reasons should be identified, and again can be reassigned to the activities, and I mean again the work is reassigned, and it should make the employee to complete. Right? Identify the employees to do the work. So employees are identified to perform the work generally using selection. So among the pool of 100 employees, the number of employees required for performing the task is only 10. So it is the responsibility of a superior to pick up 10 members among the available pool of 100 members, right? And make them do. Assess the employee competencies. So the degree to which they possess can consistently demonstrate the key competencies required for successful performance is determined through the application of competency assessment. So among the identified employees, so the superior is supposed to assess what the skills they are having. So it can be done by using various techniques, right? So by using the available techniques, the required techniques, by choosing the required techniques, the skills of an employee can be assessed. When after selecting the required number of employees among the available pool of employees, right? Identify and document the competency gaps. Competency gaps for which the development is needed are identified and documented. So among the selected group of employees, after identifying the skills and all, so it is the responsibility of a superior to identify the lagging things and document them. So here, all the employees may not have similar skills and all. So again, during assessment by using various techniques, during the assessment of employees by using various techniques, so the lagging things are being note down. The lagging things are being note down, and again, they need to be trained. And what are all the things that are necessary are to be documented here. Next, prioritize the employee development needs. So development needs in the sense uh, providing some training and development programs for the employee growth as well as the organization growth in a similar manner. Employee career would be uh, highlighted, right, by learning some extra skills provided by the training program from the organization side, management side. Right? So here, after assessing the employee, after documenting the lagging skills and all, so it is required to uh, give an importance of providing some training development needs to the employee, right? Next, establish work goals, plans, and standards with the employee. So after reviewing the plans, operating managers and employees establish goals, plans, and standards to which both the parties agree. The standards set a maximum expectation for the measurable results. Goals establish a desirable targets, right? So establishing work goals, right? So after providing a proper training and all, it is the responsibility of the superior to establish the work goals. So assigning the task to each and every employee or group of employees. So depending upon the requirement, you used to segregate the work to each and every employee, right? So based upon the work and all, we are assigning the task, right? So planning in the sense the proper pathway laid, the process included in order to complete the task, right? So proper planning should also given to each and every employee. And this planning should be prepared depending upon the organization expectations. So what organization is expecting, so the time taken to execute the results and all. So you supposed to calculate all the things and you should give a proper pathway in order to reach the thing, right? Next, standard employee standards, right? So certain standards. Every organization used to follow a few standards. Standards in the sense guidelines, rules and regulations, right? So according to the organization standards and all, you are supposed to work. You are supposed to work. Here, standards set a minimum expectation for measurable results, right? So what the organization is expecting. So what result is expecting? It should be uh, given to the. I mean, what the organization is expecting should be intimate to the employees, right? Next, implement competency development activities. So employees begin training and engaging in other learning activities to acquire or build the competencies identified and work toward accomplishing the work goals or objectives. So it is the responsibility to give uh, training activities that are required for each and every employee and to acquire both the competencies identified and work toward accomplishing the goals and objectives of an organization. Next, monitor the performance. So it is a regular thing uh, held in each and every technique, right? Monitoring. So it is not just leaving like simply assigning task and all. It is the responsibility of superior to monitor the performance, right? Whether the employee is performing or not, or whether the employee is lagging. So finding out the reasons where they are lagging. Is the training provided to them is useful? Was the training provided to them is useful or not? Or further training need to be any kind of techniques need to be implemented to make the employee work and all. So there are various things acting on, right? So there are various things acting upon the employee work performance, right? So we need to find out, right? Like as employees proceed to complete their work goals or objectives over the performance period, operating managers monitor their performance, provide feedback. So work goals and plans are formally reviewed according to the schedule and are modified as well, right? So every work which is assigned to a group of people or individual people is framed out with a given specific period of time, right? So within a specific period of time, it is a responsibility of an employee to complete it, and at the same time, it is a responsibility of the superior to monitor it, right? So through monitoring, he can know whether the employee is working as per expectation. So here, goals are being assigned to each and every uh, person, and they are reviewed and modified if necessary. Next, conduct performance reviews. So it is also a common thing, right? We are using various kinds of technique in order to conduct the performance reviews. The performance reviews can be periodic one, right? It may be conducted once in a week, twice in a week, or twice in a month, or once in a month. Totally depends upon the importance of what they are performing, right? So urgency or importance of the work and all. So generally they used to conduct a periodic conduct a performance review, right? So here both the employees and managers address the issues that could affect the successful performance. And this type of review can be an advantage for the employees, providing scheduling opportunities to inform the managers of roadblocks. Roadblocks in the sense, what are all the things, the obstacles or barriers that occur in middle, so that could, which could affect their ability to produce the expected output or results and all, could be cleared, right? By identifying, by providing proper feedback and all, or by conducting performance reviews. So this could be cleared and it will helpful for smooth running of an organization, right? When the performance periods ends, the managers employees may review and employee performance for the entire period and complete a performance. Right. So these are all about competency-based performance management system. So once again, I clarified you regarding all the steps involved in competency-based performance management system, right? So hope you're clear. So please let me notice if you're having any doubt. So tomorrow we are going to discuss about reward-based performance management system. Reward-based performance